If you have a Netflix clone, Spotify clone, or some API wrapper project from a tutorial in your resume, you are already out of competition, bro. The recruiter is going to left swipe your resume faster than any girl. Meanwhile, some students are getting recruiter messages with projects that aren't even that hard. So what's going on here? See, if you actually want a CS job in this era, you need a project that is one unique so that half asleep recruiter snaps out, realizes this isn't another tutorial project, and has to actively read your resume. Do something any recruiter can understand is complex to build under 10 seconds. So aim for projects like these that demonstrate systems level thinking while still being doable in a few weeks. And you probably already know the prerequisites for most of these projects. But also 3, something you genuinely find interesting and can work on for months. After all, that tech stack might be something you end up using in your job. So where do I find such projects, Manware? My favorite method is to notice problems in my everyday life and build a software solution for it. For example, I found it very frustrating to choose one product out of tens of others when browsing Amazon. So I built an extension that scrapes 50 plus data points on a product page to instantly give me an in-depth analysis. Well, now we have AI and that product is killed, but it got me an internship at a Fortune 50 company. But Manware, I don't have that much time. I need a project right now. That's exactly why I've made these project videos. Go check them out after this one, because what I just explained to you was only the first page of my 4-step workflow system that consistently helps me build projects that recruiters just can't stop gooning to. And the next stage is where 90% of the developers get stuck, learning the prerequisites. The trap that most developers fall into is watching tutorials, because tutorials feel productive. You build what instructor builds, everything works out, and you get that dopamine hit. But then when you open a blank editor and try building something from scratch without any help, you bombard your pants. Let's say you want to build a terminal browser in Rust, but you don't know Rust. Don't spend 3 months trying to become a Rust expert. Grab a couple high quality resources, learn the fundamentals as fast as you can, and then immediately start building small projects, because that's where actual learning begins. For example, I once decided to build a dating app for my college, but I didn't even know how apps were built. So I did some quick research, found React Native, followed the codes, but only learned the bare basics like buttons, list, and how to navigate between screens. So in the next 2 days, I built a simple stock app for just hands-on practice. Then I grabbed a random UI design from Pinterest and rebuilt a food delivery app. I also pranked my mom by ordering food at 11 PM and she completely freaked out. And my dad didn't even care. That project took another 4 to 5 days, but by this point I was very comfortable with React Native and we're taking on a huge challenge like building a dating app on my own. Not by following someone else's code, but by building mini projects. Which is why I believe Scrimba is genuinely one of the best places to scale up. 70% something content is free there. I'll leave an affiliate link in description. But your project is already doomed before even starting if you skip the 3rd stage. Look, most developers quit their projects halfway through, and I have been there. After weeks of effort, I'm left with a spaghetti code base where touching one component will nuke my entire app. I'm scared to make any changes, add new features, and eventually the project becomes so painful to work on that I quietly stop opening it. It literally feels like getting stuck in your own web of code. On the other hand, when you pre-plan the whole architecture of your project, your UI designs, your database schema, API endpoints, deployment stack, core logic design, and the technology and tools you will be using, you don't have to take those decisions in the middle of the development. Because of that, your 100% cognition is focused on writing code. Because you already did the hardest part beforehand, the process becomes smooth and enjoyable, and you'll finish the project before you even know it. But all of this would mean nothing if you fail the 4th part of this system: coding. The feeling of narrowing down your focus on something very specific and learning it. Those late night coding sessions, the reason behind your consciousness. And you finally see your ideas manifest into reality, your payoff for months of hard work. And because you have already done the planning, development becomes surprisingly simple. Not easy, simple. And most of you still won't finish your side projects. Why? Because just look at this. A blank VS Code folder. You're telling me I'm supposed to build an entire distributed database from scratch? That's terrifying as hell. But if you tell me to just build an object that uses basic CRUD operations to store values in a dictionary, that sounds so much more achievable. achievable, right? The trick is to set a minimal viable goal, like the most simple way to build your project. If you want to build a compiler, only aim for parsing arithmetics. If you want to build Scribble, only aim for a whiteboard and a chat box. But if you look more closely, the real hidden trick here is to divide your huge tasks that sound overwhelming to our brain into smaller subtasks that sounds achievable within a few days or just a few hours. This ensures a constant supply of dopamine for your brain to be drunk on and push through any hard project. Achieving a 10x harder goal isn't necessarily 10x harder, it's just a different path. That's the end of this system, but I have so many more things to share and cheat codes left to give that's going to take a lot more videos. If you don't wanna miss it, consider subscribing. And thanks for watching Manware.